That's where we're going.
Welcome to another edition of Papa G's with Gaz and Dan. Last week we did an episode which mostly just featured MMA, but we are a sports podcast. So check that out, but don't watch it if you don't want to be thoroughly entertained. What do you guys want to start with? The rugby from yesterday?
Jeez, what a weekend.
Yeah, good weekend of sports.
Yeah, I mean, it was just one after the other. It was awesome.
Well, also, sorry, just because of the Proteas, I don't watch cricket anymore. So I am very much into the rugby now, and I'm going to start following it more closely. How did you enjoy that win over Australia?
No, it was good, man. It was very, very good. And what's his name? Janchi's first game, 2 tries.
Herschel Janchi's, bro.
Yeah. Brilliant player.
It was, what a way to start debut.
Yeah.
Refreshing.
2 tries. Yeah. He just, I mean, the meters gained, and his stats were actually phenomenal.
Great energy. Loved it.
I mean, and how's that reception he got when he was subbed?
Yeah.
He got a great reception. What a flippin' debut.
I'm always nervous with these type of games. You know, we put on such a good performance. We've got to go to New Zealand now next week and play the All Blacks.
Yeah. Oh, is that away?
Yeah, I think it is away.
Sure.
I'm nervous for that game, but
yeah.
I think when we play Australia in South Africa, we should win. So we're good enough. There's no excuse not to, or at least have a good game and put on a good performance.
Well, I haven't really been following the rugby, to be honest with you. I think the Super Rugby for the South African teams was a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I wasn't expecting a performance like that. I mean, it was a bit lackluster in the first half, but in the second half, they actually started getting like some sort of groove and a rhythm.
Yes, and usually our teams sort of die in the second half. So it was good to see it. It was refreshing. But we've also got a World Cup to look forward to now.
Yeah, I think what it does is it creates a lot of hope for us to come out in our first international of the year and take out Australia. I mean, I think it was an amazing performance by key players, but if they had to really bring it all together, I mean, we could be pretty lethal.
Yeah, we got to start having a solid squad now. I mean, I know Russ is trying to do a lot of mixing around to see who can play where, whatever. So, I mean, this type of team that we have now, I think it's very good. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Alton Janchi's, but he bloody kicked like a machine yesterday.
Our pinpoint, I mean, they were literally splicing the uprights.
So amazing. I think like we need to start keeping combinations like together now and not, I know Andre, I don't know what's happening with him, if he's out or if he's injured or whatever. But I mean, what we've got now is good. So we need to stick with that.
For sure.
Especially going to New Zealand now next week. We've got a lot of, what do you call it? What's the word? Like, they've got a lot of momentum.
Yeah, no,
that's the thing.
That's what you're talking about, continuity.
I must say, there were two positives that came out of that game for me. It was one, Jesse Creel passed, and he ran straight.
Yeah,
I mean, he's always lateral running in the previous games, and he wants to hold on to the ball for too long.
Yeah,
and there were some moments where he actually saw the opportunities and actually, offloaded at the right time, and his timing was great. But then again, don't quote me on a lot of it because I was on and off. It was inside. We had a braai. We had birthdays.
Yeah.
It was a epic weekend.
No, it was good.
So what were your takeouts from the game?
No, I just enjoyed the energy. I don't have a lot to take away from it. I'm just a bit nervous about the New Zealand game, but I'm glad we're going into it with a win. And I think if we can just go, I mean, we're playing away, but if we can just go there and have another good performance, I'll be happy with that.
But we got so many players now. Like, there's no, what's his name? Deolande, he wasn't there. Pollard, Faf de Klerk, I don't even know if he's part of the squad or what's happening there.
We need to do some more research on the rugby.
I think he's finishing up his contract, or at least finishing the season before he joins the side. Because I was on social media this morning where we were saying Herschel Janchi's really put his hand up to be Faf's second in charge. So I'm assuming Faf is going to be coming back.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But I like Herschel as a replacement for now.
Yeah, 100%.
Happy about that.
The way he introduced himself was just phenomenal. How was a little sniper on the blind side to score that second try?
No, he's
unbelievable.
Good.
I enjoyed that.
I mean, that was a complete and utter read of the game, and it was a spark of brilliance, and it takes me back to just a really clever scrum off. His service was excellent as well. I mean, those passes, Elton was catching the ball here perfectly.
Yeah.
in order to distribute.
Little
So I
pocket
think
rockets.
the Yanchis combination actually quite excited me a bit.
Yeah.
He looked more experienced than a debutant, so I was happy with that.
Yeah.
But he does have that. He's almost is like a Faf de Klerk, because he's all over the place. And he's always, you know, at the breakdown, he's always there when you need him, and he's getting that ball out as quickly as possible, which is what we need.
Yeah.
And
Well,
also, I don't
yeah.
think we kicked a lot, which is another thing, because you always tend to kick the ball away. We actually played a lot of running rugby, which is what you need to do against the All Blacks. Because if you kick the ball away, they're literally going to fuck us up.
I think it was I think it was the last or the second last try. The hands.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just hands, and then and just awareness of their surroundings and stuff. So I don't know what the change has been, but they've obviously got a very good offensive game plan.
But hats off to bloody Australia as
ball.
well. I mean, how's Kirtley Beale's setup of that try?
Kirtley Beale, for me, you're actually tuning me last time. Oh, why are you riding Kirtley Beale's nuts? I'm like, because he's one of the best in
That's
the
a
world.
polite way of saying it, riding Kirtley Beale's nuts.
Yeah. I think the word was the phrase was more explicit than that.
Yeah.
But I hate him. Sorry, he's
You don't dig him, man. He's got an attitude.
He's great, yeah.
He's got
He's
an
a good
attitude,
player.
yeah, for sure.
But
I just hate Australians in sports.
He's got a lot of off-the-field antics as well.
But you got Bobby Knuckles, bro.
Damn, I love Bobby Knuckles.
Exactly. So he's Australian, so you can't say you hate all Australians.
All right, so we're talking about Uriah Faber again.
No.
Let's get back into this.
No. I'm just saying that I'm debunking your Australian argument.
Okay.
I've got a lot of respect. I used to hate Australia. It was like any team but Australia. But they're good. I mean, they're good at rugby. They're good at cricket.
Yeah.
Even fighting. I mean, look at what's his Volankovsky, bro. He's
Volkanovski.
Sorry. He's literally someone our age is going to get the belt soon. I think that is champion material.
Well, he's surely
lethal.
going to be the next in line.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
Let's finish off on the rugby.
Yeah,
We're
sorry.
jumping. So, all in all, a good thing to take away from
Yeah,
the
got a lot of confidence. We just got to go over there. I think the team should stay exactly the same. I don't think there's any injuries, but we just got to go in with the same mentality, and we got to play New Zealand at their own game. That's the biggest thing.
Captain Courageous Waterboy.
Yeah,
I love
Khaleesi,
that.
bro, what a champion.
As close to his boys as possible. Got his earpiece in.
He's such a champion. He's a good captain.
He's great.
I love that guy.
He's a great leader.
Yeah.
You can see that the vibe in that team is different.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he brings this certain type of leadership to the fray where it's been lacking in the past.
Yeah.
The last oak that really did that was Warren Whiteley.
But he
was captain for like 2 games.
He wasn't humble enough to put on the Waterboy outfit.
Well, he probably was bust or something. Yeah.
No, he's such a good Khaleesi. We need to get some serious views on our videos and get out there, then we can maybe have him on the show.
Okay. Well, he's going to call in next week. I just wanted to say, when is the World Cup? It's in September.
September, yeah.
Okay, great.
We're obviously going to cover that.
Yeah, sure.
Big
100%,
time. And it's Japan, so it's good timing for us.
Is it good timing for us, or what's the time
I
difference?
think it'll be like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the games.
Okay.
Oh shit, they are like 6 hours ahead, I think.
Oh, it might
5 or 6
even be
hours.
11, and it might even be like 10, 11 in the morning. Yeah, depending on what time it is that side.
Yeah, they're ahead of us, so it's going to be during
You watch it, you watch it during work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the final and the semi-finals and the final will be on the weekends. So
And if we're going to be able to watch it live, but on the weekends, dude.
we can find a way to stream it.
Yeah. We'll
definitely cover that.
No, that's got me thinking. Maybe I should just check just now. What's the time difference? Because
I think they're about 10.
We're probably going to watch a few of the games together.
I think Japan's about 10 hours ahead of us.
But what happens in rugby? Do they play during the week as well in the World Cup?
Yeah.
So it's like every day. Like cricket was like every day.
Yeah. The quarters and the semis and the finals will be on the weekend.
That'll be on the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. All the pool games can be mixed up and whatnot.
And New Zealand
but
also.
I think they all actually. You know what? It's a scheduling thing for broadcasting. That's the whole issue. Yeah.
But New Zealand also, they got to fly back as well, which is good because at least they haven't been sitting at home in their own climates. They played in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
So
how did that go?
2016 to New Zealand. So it was a close game. Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting. What do they call it now? Rugby Championship.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting one, eh?
And we've got New Zealand in our group, eh?
It's
the World Cup group.
Yeah, I think it could even be our first game.
Oh, terrible. Yeah.
Why not start with a bang?
Yeah, I mean, look,
So
at the
that's
end of
why
the day,
next
I've done the maths. Even if we end second, we can easily make it to the final. Wow, that's actually a little bit.
We just got to have confidence in our.
There is even if we lose to New Zealand in the pool, there's a possibility we can still make the final
The teams that go up to the
against
get out of the group stages.
It's not like we're gonna go New Zealand.
Look, if we want to win, we got to beat New Zealand.
Listen, guys.
Yeah,
this
no,
is
100%. I mean, you know what that's just said. For me, is that I'm not confident we're going to beat New Zealand in the first round.
If we lose against them,
we've got to take it game by game. We literally have to just.
If we get them in the knockouts, then we have to beat them.
Yeah.
So that game is the one you can lose. So it's fine. It's a group stage.
I think that's the point. Though. I mean, jeez.
The thing is, we just got to have one team.
It's a funny game.
Look at New Zealand, bro. They just play with their key players. They don't shuffle around too much. That's what we can't do. So what we've got now is working. We need to just keep it that way and then take that momentum. And we should beat them. There's no reason why we can't beat them. We've just obviously got to watch out for the likes of Barrett and things like that. I mean, they've got a serious...
Well, which Barrett?
Oh, Brad Barrett. Not Brad Barrett, bloody Bowden Barrett.
Bowden Barrett, yeah.
I mean, that guy can just read a game like you won't believe.
Well, so can old Geordie.
Yeah.
Jeez, those two are lethal together.
So, yeah, let's just hope, eh?
Did they both play yesterday?
I didn't
catch the Argentinian game.
I didn't.
It was late last night. I think we were celebrating more than... Yeah.
I got the horses in the butt.
Here we go.
And I mean, I know our viewers are Liverpool fans, most of them. So
said who?
Okay.
We'll be covering some.
Yeah, back to the rugby.
We'll be covering some EPL when it comes back. You know, I know everyone's bored that there's no English football on.
When is the EPL? When does it start?
Another 3 weeks.
Sure, and that's a long.
Could
season,
be a month, yeah. So,
jeez, you and I are gonna have to catch up on the.
Dan's gonna have to educate us on that.
I
can't even talk players.
I'll educate you guys on who plays for which team, what position.
And I think perhaps we're each going to have to
trades and
I even know the referees.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So you're going to be Liverpool. I'll be Chelsea. Gareth, we're going to have to get you.
Southampton.
No, I was gonna. I'm from the beginning has been Chelsea.
Is it?
So it's
well,
Chelsea
I lived in Sheffield.
Liverpool, right?
Well, the beginning being 2014.
No, well, I went. The only reason I was a Chelsea fan is my mate when I was in high school was a massive Chelsea fan.
Shout out Matthew.
No, his name was Ray.
Yo, Macha, sorry.
Sorry, Macha, but Matthew will be phoning in next week as well.
No, but
so
I mean,
we got lots of fans that want to phone in.
Macha ended up living with me, and he literally put up like Chelsea posters in his room and stuff like that. But I went and stayed at Stamford Bridge. At the Chelsea Village Hotel, and I took a tour. And
you did?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
But back in the day, it was 2001.
So maybe Macha became a Chelsea fan because you are.
I didn't know Macha then, bro. So it's a huge coincidence.
Is Sheffield in the EPL? Because I lived in Sheffield, so I'm going to have to go with them.
So...
Was it Sheffield Wednesday?
I don't think so.
Oh, shit, okay.
No. If I'm wrong, I do apologise. I'm not 100% sure on the
because that would have been good for me, because they're not going to relate, because I lived in Sheffield, and those are...
You could support them. You can still support them.
Yeah.
When?
For a year.
Did you do a gap year, Vine?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I stayed in Sheffield.
Then I could say I lived in the States then.
Did you?
Well, I told you. Yeah. No, wait. It was actually with the Shabs. I told them I stayed in Breckenridge for like 5 months in Colorado, yeah. So but anyway, that's so random.
Did you watch any sports games in Colorado?
I didn't.
Well, then it doesn't matter.
I actually watched met Sean White.
Dana White's cousin.
No. The Flying Tomato, the snowboard.
What? You notice
no.
Okay, I don't.
Okay, well, he's an Olympic gold medalist snowboarder. Yeah, and X Games and all that stuff.
Okay, cool.
And I watched the half pipe vibes.
So can you actually snowboard? Can you?
I could, but I couldn't hit shit like that they were hitting. No ways.
I'd like to go snowboarding.
Yeah, I came back with a very sore coccyx after 5 months from landing on my gat a lot.
Yeah, I'd like to try that.
Yeah.
A very sore cock 6. Okay. Back to Uriah Faber.
Shut up.
So we'll talk about rugby predictions later then, eh?
What's your infatuation with Uriah Faber?
I just go back to Uriah Faber.
Because our first podcast is the only fight that he watched. Yeah. And it wasn't even the whole fight. He just watched the highlights.
I think him saying his, we go back to Faber's, his nervous twitch by saying we've digressed too much.
You know?
So what are we even talking about?
Rugby. So rugby we sorted.
We sorted.
We
need to do more research on our other sports and figure out what we want to talk about.
Man, we were talking about bloody football and then Sheffield in the UK, etc.
When I say back to Uriah Faber, I just mean let's talk about MMA. Basically, yeah.
I know. What are we doing here? We've been talking for 20 minutes about rugby. What's going on?
it's
no,
good.
it's a sports podcast.
I'm only joking.
But what I wanted to say is that if you take the flyweight division, and everyone didn't know if it was going to exist anymore, the UFC, I need to also just do more research on this, but the UFC have signed a new flyweight.
Who?
Exactly, I don't know the guy's name.
You meant to say...
why say it?
All you gotta do...
Because what I'm saying is the UFC has signed a new flyweight, so the division's probably not going to be scrapped. Because there was a feeling that the flyweights, because they did let go of a few guys, and there was a feeling that the current flyweights would have to move up to bantamweight.
Well, remember TJ was going, I've been paid to kill the flyweight division.
Exactly, that was the whole thing. So, but now that they've signed someone, I'll get the name and we'll talk about him on next week's show. But it looks like the division's going to stay.
Definitely.
Which is that's your point about the flyweight signing.
Correct, and I think that's cool because then Cejudo can defend the belt against Benavidez.
Maybe they signed him. Listen, if there was ever an opportunity to go to bantamweight, would you do it?
No, so a lot of them just got let go. And the rest would have to say yes, and they'll have to put on some muscle and fight at 135.
Wilson Hayes was the last flyweight to be released.
I don't think a flyweight's going to go anywhere. We need to look at the top 10 and just see what names are in there. But I mean, Benavidez won't go up to bantamweight. I think he's definitely the one that's going to get the belt. He's definitely the one that's going to put a good show on with Cejudo.
He's the first in line for sure. Yeah. I mean, they cannot. If there is a next flyweight title fight, if it doesn't have Joseph Benavidez in it, I'm not watching it.
Yeah. There's it needs to be.
It
will be.
That is actually hugely unfair.
I agree.
Unfair.
Well, no. Well, I think.
And Megan O'Leary is hot as fuck. So what?
Yeah,
and it's his wife.
His wife is really hot. But I think Cejudo's got to come back and fight at 125 because his last fight was at 135.
I saw on Instagram. Yeah, sorry.
The nice thing about the nice thing about Amanda Nunes is she wants to be the first double champ to defend both belts.
Yes.
Which is why the Cyborg rematch might happen. Mm. And if Henry Cejudo sees that, he'll be like, okay, cool, let me also defend both belts.
Yeah, I mean, when you say the Cyborg rematch might happen, we've got to see what happens next week.
Yeah, exactly. Against Spencer.
We've got to see what happens
if
next
Cyborg's
week.
Loses,
no, I'm just asking, is Spencer is the name of the chick that Cyborg's fighting?
Felicia Spencer, yeah.
You really think she stands a chance?
Well, let's tackle that in the next segment because that's what we're going to be talking about. UFC 240, baby.
Okay, cool. But no,
that's a good
Cyborg wins that one.
Yeah.
That's why they can't call the Nunes. They can't call the rematch yet. Let's see what happens there. If Spencer could annihilate Cyborg, then she should have the shot against Nunes.
There's only one chick that's going to annihilate Cyborg, and that is Amanda Nunes, the lioness.
And then what's after that? Then it's going to be Nunes versus who? Cejudo or what? For the bantamweight? I think they should fight.
No, stop it. But they were talking about that on the Bisping podcast.
Yeah.
Cejudo versus Nunes. Yeah. I mean, stop that.
I mean, did you see the interview where he actually calls her out? It was at the ESPYs.
Yeah.
And
they get that little face off.
What are you talking about, Henry? She's not even in your weight class or your division. I mean, or your
gender.
Or your gender.
Yeah. He's just becoming irritating now, Cejudo. I think everything's got to his head. Cejudo.
Yeah.
Cejudo.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. But calling out Nunes, come on, buddy.
No, that's just cringy.
That's stupid.
But is he being serious though?
No.
Yeah, I know. Come on,
but he I think he goes on rants and he just
and the breathing he goes
and then he has a few good things that he says and then he just follows it up with like something stupid like calling out a woman. Yeah. I mean, anyway,
I think she'll fuck him up.
I think she might piece him up, eh?
I mean, come on,
she's amazing, eh?
I think that's flyweight sorted.
Okay,
at 135. Next title shot for Henry Cejudo?
135. Jeez.
It can't be Faber because he's only got the one win.
Sterling.
You think it's got to be Sterling?
LJ, bro, for sure, all the way.
What is it? We'll need to just check the rankings on that, though. I mean, it all goes by ranking, I assume.
No, not always. It's sometimes if you get a first round knockout and you ranked 5th, you can get it.
Or look at this Leon Edwards.
If your name's Dominique Cruz, you can get it.
Yeah. Well, I saw Luke Thomas had some things to say about the call out by Uriah.
Okay.
Of Cejudo, and everybody's going. Ariel Helwani's going, push the Cejudo Uriah fight, and everybody else is going, are you crazy?
So for me,
What about the
deserving
guys
of
that
it.
are
He's been
actually
out for 2
fighting?
years.
Yeah, people that have been active need to be above him.
that's
100%.
that's why I think when Cruz gets back, you put Dominique Cruz versus Uriah Faber
Yeah.
because it'll be in 5
Yeah.
or 6 it'll be in 5 or 6 months time.
No, but they squashed the whole beef, and
But it
they
doesn't
gave
matter.
each other side posters.
They've both been out for so long. They both have big names, and they're both really good.
That okay, I tend to agree with the many good points that you raise, but I'm not waking up at 4:00 in the morning to watch that fight.
I am.
That's
No,
there.
I'm not
That'll be
interested.
their
That
fourth
fight was
fight.
nothing
They're both
for
former
me.
world champions, right? Faber
No, I
was.
know, but
yeah.
they fought each other 3 times.
Yeah, that's
I don't
And
care.
there was a whole rivalry.
Is it
for
two-
many,
it's 2-1
many years,
to-
and they've squashed it.
it's 2-1
Why
to-
go back there?
It's 2-1 to Cruz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. I'm
If
not
Faber,
interested in
no,
that.
if Faber wins, it's 2-2.
No,
You can't say why go back there when they're both in the same division and they're both in the top 3.
Yeah,
in
but
the
there's no
rankings.
story there anymore.
It's done. 3 fights
If
now. How
Faber
many more
wins,
do you
it's
want?
2-2.
Cruz is in a very happy position as a UFC commentator.
Yeah.
No, he is. He's
And
doing well there, and
he's
he's injured.
excellent.
So
I
we
mean-
can't talk about it right now. But if he comes back and they're in the same division and they're both fighting for the same belt, that Cejudo's not going to have forever.
Yeah.
Is he still injured, Cruz?
Yeah, he's got a
Well, all I'm
shoulder and
saying-
he's got a rotator cuff injury.
All I'm saying is I don't want to see Cruz Faber 4. That's all I do.
I do.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not interested
Agree
in
to
that.
disagree.
No, for sure. But you raised,
And you know what?
raised many good points.
I don't think you'll wake up at 4 to watch it, but you'll get up at 7 a.m.
Listen, I watch every fight. So.
Do you know what's
Yeah.
the next bantamweight fight to watch is going to be interesting is when Cody Garbrandt comes back.
Yeah.
After losing 3 fights, I think he's now probably gone
Yeah.
back to the drawing board
He's
to
too emotional.
restructure.
He's
his-
going to be focused. He's going to be
But
ready.
the thing is,
yeah.
he's obviously got to just relax now when he fights. So I'm looking forward to his comeback whenever that fight will be. I just saw on Instagram talks of it, whatever. I think he's recovering from his injury, or he has recovered, and
Yeah.
I think I'm excited to see who he's going to fight next.
But,
I'll watch that.
What was I going to say? Who were we just talking about? Sorry.
Garbrandt.
Yeah, but how silly was the end of his Pedro Munoz fight?
Yeah.
I mean, literally going 1 for 1. Right hook.
The crowd
right
was,
hook, right hook.
he gets caught up in the moment and he hears the crowd going and
I
he
know.
just goes.
That's emotion. You
and
mentioned it,
he's
emotion.
He's an entertainer.
But you can't, though. If you've got a glass jaw, you can't flip because he's been knocked out solidly the last 3 fights.
Against a
But
guy
remember-
who
yeah.
we think might have been taking steroids. Was TJ Dillashaw clean in that time?
I think they did test his previous samples from previous fights, and he came back clean
he
for
passed
EPA.
clean. Okay, right.
But
Because
listen-
Garbrandt was always saying that guy's got needles in his ass.
he apparently he always has.
Well, then your
he
loss.
never denied it.
What I'm saying is Cody Garbrandt's 2 losses against TJ aren't as damaging if there's a suspicion of steroids because he cheated and he got caught.
No.
Yeah, he got. Yeah.
Should we-
So that's for bantamweight. Just going back to bantamweight, I'm keen to see him fight again.
Yeah, me too. So let's take a quick break and we can recap the fights from last night.
So moving from 135 up to 145, there's some stories at featherweight because Brian Ortega was meant to fight Zabit and that got cancelled and I see it's Ortega versus Korean Zombie booked.
Ooh, Kim Jong.
But that means Zabit might be able to fight a guy that he called out after, I think after 2 wins ago, he called out Yair Rodriguez.
Who's Zabit?
Yes.
Because he's. Remember, there was a whole story of Yair being kicked out. Remember, he was cut from the UFC because he wouldn't accept a fight from Zabit.
Correct. He didn't want to fight Zabit.
Yeah.
But what that means is it's a way back to the title shot for Brian Ortega.
Why is that
Because
fight off, though? Zabit and Ortega?
Why is Ortega versus Zabit off? I don't actually know.
That's a weird matchup, I think.
I'll look into it.
So such a hard matchup for Ortega to come back to, dude.
It is,
It's like
but
you want to
it's-
destroy the guy.
No,
Yeah.
but it is. But he needs a way back to the title shot because he is that good.
Yeah.
Judging by all of his fights except the fight against the champion. But if he beats Korean Zombie and if the winner of that fight fights the winner of Zabit Rodriguez, then that could be a number 1 contender spot. So that's what's happening at 45.
I don't see many 45ers beating Zabita, to be honest with you.
I don't either. But Max could have a
Where's Zabit?
Max is the only guy I think that is.
Max could have a good fight against him and win.
No.
Not
but that's what I'm
easily.
saying.
Yeah, not
I
easily.
think
But
only Max is the guy who can take Zabit out.
and look, Zabit's just got to carry on winning. He'll get his title shot.
I mean, also you know that Ortega can pull a submission out from nowhere.
Yeah.
Like think of the Cub Swanson fight. He just jumped, took the neck, boom,
Guillotine.
guillotine. I
Yeah.
mean,
Arm in guillotine.
yeah.
So
it was Armin, yeah.
I think so.
But
yeah.
it was standing. He was.
Yeah.
Cub Swanson was on his feet.
He was on his feet, and Ortega had the hooks around his back.
and he was tapping before they even hit the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah, I dig
it hurts
Ortega.
as well.
I can't wait to see him back as well.
So I think we should probably skip the lightweight story because there's a lot of stories at lightweight, and we can preview that when we preview Poirier versus Khabib. But at 170, that could take us nicely into Leon Edwards' fight last night.
What a fight,
Okay.
eh?
Well, let's. Why don't we break down that card?
Go for it.
Okay, because last episode, I said I read the card and I was like, oh geez, Andrei Arlovsky, I don't know when he's going to hang it up. And he came out and had such an amazing performance against Ben Rothwell.
Yeah.
He dominated that fight big time.
But
And he moved, eh?
hitting
He was
combos,
literally
3-4 piece
Yeah.
combos. You've never seen an output from him like that in years.
I've never seen two guys so tired in the life.
Yeah. But how's that image at the end
when
where
you're that
Rothwell,
heavy-
they're in the clinch against the cage and Rothwell's just bleeding everywhere and he's just so exhausted and they couldn't even stand at the end.
It was gruesome. But that's what happens when you weigh that much.
Yeah,
The guys are just so big.
I don't think it was gruesome. There's more gruesome
There's
shit
been worse.
on the card. But,
Oh, yeah.
But I really do think he looked good. He looked really good. And when you're standing for the decision, he's cut.
Yeah.
He's in shape. He's a big guy. But he's cut up. He's
What is he,
in good
40, eh?
shape.
Over 40?
Yeah.
Yeah, over 40.
He must be
That
42.
explains why he gas. I hated when the guys gas like that. 3 rounds. Imagine if he can't even get into the championship rounds.
They still had output though. It wasn't a boring fight. It did look at some stage where the O's were just leaning into each other and going, "Oh my god, this is not over yet." But they still had a decent output though.
Wasn't too bad. I mean, look, I prefer watching my favorite heavyweights like Stipe and Cormier.
Just go straight to the top, eh?
Sorry, I have to. But I mean, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It wasn't, when I say gruesome, it wasn't Dos Anjos' eyebrow gruesome.
Can I give you a fun fact?
Sure.
That was the 9th decision on the card in a row.
So, yeah. I mean, who got the knockout?
Okay, well, let's move on quickly. So the next fight was...
There were 3 heavyweight fights on that card, eh?
Greg Hardy.
Yeah, you were talking about lightweights.
No, I was just so one of them got a knockout. I was just trying to figure it out.
But then Alex Hernandez versus Trinaldo also
was a
went to
good-
decision. That was the 9th in a row.
Okay.
And
So your fun fact wasn't a true fact.
No, it was the next fight. That was the
Okay.
next fight.
That was a boring fight.
Basically, the card was loaded with decisions until...
Yeah, the crowd needed a little bit of a submission or a knockout.
Yeah. Well, they got that in the next fight, but I don't even want to talk about Hernandez, Trinaldo. I mean, the Oaks were just so...
I'm okay to go straight past that one.
they just... I felt...
Was it a
Hernandez
convincing
was
win?
It wasn't a convincing win. It could have gone either way. It went in Hernandez's favor because he was the hometown boy, in my opinion. Because Trinaldo was the octagon aggressor. And he was throwing good punches. And he wasn't even touched. He had no damage. And Hernandez had a fat mouse from a spinning back knee.
Wow.
Weird. Well, he threw a spinning back kick, but the knee connected.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So,
And then he got lacquer cut up on his eyebrow here. And Trinaldo was untouched, but he was the aggressor the entire... And I gave that fight to Trinaldo.
what are we saying? A rematch or not? But the fight was so boring, it's not even worth the rematch.
Yeah, but anyway, that's what I'm
We
saying. I
don't-
think Hernandez is overhyped, or he's in a position where he came off a big loss from Cowboy, and he's taken the slow road back because in the lead up to the fight, he was going, I want to outpoint him. I want to do a 15-minute masterclass, which he didn't do. So anyway, moving on.
Did he call out anyone after the fight?
No. Who was
How
the
can you
favorite?
after a fight like that?
Who was the
Doesn't matter.
favorite in that
You
fight?
call out
Huh?
someone that's not high ranked. You just call out someone that's above you in the
Nah.
rankings. No.
He should have just walked out. They shouldn't even interviewed him at the end.
When it's a convincing win, then I think you have the right to maybe call someone out. But when it's a fight like that, when it can go either way, rather just be humble in victory and walk away.
Yeah, look, I mean, also, I just want to say that I've never been in a cage fighting. I respect anybody who puts themselves through that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the entertainment factor, they had nothing.
Yeah.
Me.
But that's why I wanted him to at least just call someone out. But
Yeah, but I think he was better off not, because he
it was just that it was that
you
boring.
win like that,
boring,
All right, so
you
let's.
can't call
he
someone
backed
out.
out. He camped for the whole, and yeah. Anyway.
So then we have to move on. I
So
suppose.
then my man, who I was super excited, I couldn't remember his name for half the podcast last week, was Dan Hooker, baby.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
my
was a
word.
good comeback.
He Masvidal'd
Vic.
James Vick. Did you notice that James Vick, every single time there was any sort of attack, he would drop his hands and come back up with his chin?
Yeah.
That's
He
how
opened himself up to that
Yeah.
shot. It's the worst. I mean, that's the main thing in fighting, is to always keep your hands up.
Yeah.
And
But
he just... Yeah.
Dan Hooker read the situation very well. He's
Yeah.
got high fight IQ. I think nice dummy for the knockout.
Yeah, I mean, it's that switch right,
Boom.
left hook.
On the money.
So
Right.
straight right dummy and then a left hook.
Yeah.
If you actually watch it, you see he fell. I don't think he was knocked out. I think actually when he got to the ground and pound.
Yeah. The
sent
last
him.
3 shots on the ground
Yeah.
were the ones
But
that put him out.
unnecessary, but hey.
But those are the deadly ones,
Super
those.
necessary.
As said best.
So who's next for Dan Hooker?
Oh, that's a tough one. Eh? James Vick. James Vick's been on a 2-fight skid, well, 3-fight skid now. He fought Paul Felder and he fought Gaethje.
You mentioned, Gaethje. That's
Gaethje
it.
knocked him out. That Felder fight went to decision, but they were both absolutely broken. They both left a piece of themselves.
So
in
he's
the
on a
fight.
3-fight
Remember,
losing streak.
Paul Felder's lung collapsed.
Yeah.
After
Can you
that
believe
fight.
it? Dan Hooker's a
Yeah.
warrior.
So
Was it that- was it that
he
fight?
did win, hey? Yeah,
Yeah.
He did win. He was chopping Vic's legs down like a crazy
Yeah.
person. I remember in that fight.
Yeah. But who's next for Hooker?
Oh man,
Maybe the loser of Gaethje Cowboy?
Jeez, that's a bit of a jump for him, mate. He's been out for seven
He looked
7
good.
months.
He looked really good, and he scored a knockout.
He deserves a top 10 fighter for sure.
He's finished the
At
fight with
least
by
number
KO
10.
as well.
At least number 10. But
Don't
he
throw him
pulled
in with
out, he
Gaethje
wants
now.
to be
Well,
on
who's
with,
number 10 in the lightweight rankings?
let
Don't you
me
want
just
to
check.
have a look there quick?
What round was that knockout? Second round? Huh?
Paul Felder.
I think so.
Paul Felder's number 10.
Might as well. 'Cause-
Yeah, no, but Felder's fighting Barbosa, dude.
Yeah, he's booked.
That's their second fight now, eh?
Is it?
Pettis is at welterweight now, so he could.
Nate Diaz is at welterweight.
Oh,
Do you know what? Do you know what? Actually, he could fight Hernandez.
Where's Hernandez?
He's just come off a loss. He lost. I mean, he won last night.
Yes, he did.
So Hooker Hernandez.
There you go.
That'll be a good one.
Hey, jeez.
Why not?
And that's 2 young bucks.
So where's Hernandez ranked at 11?
Hernandez is at 13,
Okay. Yeah, why not?
and Vic was 15. So now you'll probably find that Hooker will go to 15, and then you're fighting 15 and 13.
Then Hooker needs
Yeah.
to get the Felder Barbosa winner.
Yeah.
Or if he beats.
And Hernandez beat Trinaldo, who's not ranked.
Yeah, he wasn't ranked.
So give them each other, and
Yeah,
the
that's
winner gets a
perfect.
top
Good
10
idea.
guy. Yeah.
And it's a 2 top 15 fighters. So it's Hernandez, Hooker next for sure. And they fought on the same card, which means they can
timings
fight in
are
3,
good.
4, 5 months
Yeah.
time.
And I mean, if maybe the winner of that can take the winner of Barbosa.
Felder.
Felder. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a way to just.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And then the next one after that was.
Was that the ankle? Please tell me that was the ankle.
No, it wasn't. It was Hardy versus Juan Adams.
You're not a fan of Hardy.
No, I can't stand
Nor
it.
am I.
And those are all hits to the back of the head as far as I'm concerned.
No, but if your glove
I think he
touches
got a
the ear,
warning.
No, but also if you've got an afro like that, you must expect that to happen.
Yeah, because if
nobody knew what fucking
Part of
side of
it,
the head
yeah.
was because it's just full of afro.
He did get a warning, and I think he adjusted.
no,
I
so
think one or
I
two
didn't get a
shots.
warning.
So
I think he just
the ref may have said make sure the gloves are touching the ears, because if you hit anywhere and the glove makes contact with the ears, it's not back of the head.
I don't think he knocked the guy out. I think it was just the guy wasn't.
He wasn't defending
Yeah,
himself.
he wasn't defending himself at all. So the ref had no choice. I mean, the ref let it go on for a bit.
And
like
Dom
perfect.
Cruz was like, "What's going on here?
Yeah.
So
You
you guys,
gotta move. You
Yeah.
gotta move."
so you guys disagree with me, but I think they must give Greg Hardy tied to Ivasa.
Oh yeah, we had this huge.
Oh yeah,
argument
give him
about it last night.
Francis and
Gee, Voss is coming off 2 losses, isn't he?
Give that wife
No.
beat to Francis and Garney.
Yeah, but that's what I want. I
Yeah,
want
no,
Francis to knock him
but he's
out.
coming off 2 losses. But Greg Hardy He's not ranked in the top 15.
Who's coming off 2 losses?
Tied to Ivasa.
Yeah.
So why would you give
Do you
Hardy
want to
that
give him
fight?
another loss?
I just want to see someone beat Greg Hardy up.
It's
And
not
I
going to be
think-
I don't think it's
Tuivasa.
going to be Tuivasa.
He
I
will-
think
I
Ngannou
think-
will send him.
Okay,
No, but
we
come on,
can
Ngannou's
make.
got the winner of the heavyweight title, bro.
Yeah, I know. So he's just going to sit and
he's
wait
worked
for
his
that.
way up. It's only fair.
He's worked his way back to the top.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I would like to see someone smash Greg Hardy. I just don't like him.
Yeah, also don't like him. Let's not give him the airtime.
Let's not give him. Let's not give him the time of day.
Just 2 against 1. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like him. He's got a.
Well, we need to get someone to shut him up. And who's that going to be?
That's tied to Ivasa. We'll take a bet on the day, guys.
We'll
Let's
put a
go.
wager on that if that fight's ever booked.
Yeah,
Because
that way.
I think because Justin Willis was cut from the UFC,
Okay.
big titty,
Yeah.
but he's fighting hard to get that match with Tuivasa.
Tuivasa.
Does he want to? So he wants like a 1-fight contract? Or
No.
how does it work?
I think he's just trying to. He was cut from the UFC for some reason because he came off that Curtis Blades loss,
Okay.
but then he was cut for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, his contract ended.
Yeah, maybe his contract ended.
Where's Curtis Blade? Give Grant Curtis Blade.
Actually, give Hardy Curtis.
I mean Hardy. Sorry,
Yeah.
Hardy.
Wow. Why not?
That would be a good one.
That's I mean.
Well, Curtis
But the
Blades.
thing is, remember they put who Juan Adams came off the contender series. He's got a record of like 5-1. Now he's got 5-2.
Who?
where you can't give Hardy any of the top 10 or 15 guys.
And also, look, Hardy, he needs to work his way up slowly with strikers. And during that time, he works on his jiu-jitsu and his wrestling. He's finding his way onto every main card. That's why everybody knows him, because of his football background and his just domestic abuse. Like PR.
Oh, is it? Is that his background?
Yeah, dude.
Well, he that's why that's why we hate him.
No, well, obviously that puts it into a completely different perspective.
I just know you can see from his personality, the way he is, that he's probably capable of shit like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on from that. And then the next one is oh, shame. All the boa constrictor, Alexei Olenek.
How do you get knocked out and then you break your ankle like that? It is broken, eh? Is it confirmed?
Dude, that was definitely broken.
Because he got KO'd and he just landed funny on it. He wasn't conscious, so
I think he's got to maybe look at calling it a day. I think that's got to be the end of it.
that was gruesome. I'm
Because
going to use the
injuries
word
like
gruesome
that,
for
you're
that.
literally out, I'd presume, for a couple of months, eh?
Bro, definitely. But
You snapped your ankle.
I mean, in between fights, these guys take 6 months anyway, so you can fix your ankle.
no,
in
that was shame.
yeah.
So Olenek is 57-13-1.
It's time to call it a day. Hang up
I
the
also
glove.
think so. He's 42 years old.
I don't watch his fights.
He's got the only 2 Ezekiel chokes in the UFC, though.
He had a massive
I have
last
seen
fight.
those.
Huh?
Who did he fight last?
He fought Mark Hunt, I think.
No. He was a main
knocked
card.
out, man. He got knocked out by, wasn't it?
Over him. No?
Yes, it was over.
Was it?
Yeah.
So he had he should have called it a day then. He lost that one. That was probably the best time not to call it a day now when you get smashed and you break your ankle.
Yeah,
So you might need to heal up and come back just so that you can't end like that.
But Walt Harris, you can't. I mean, we're talking about him, but Walt Harris's last 2 fights have been less than 30 seconds.
He's deadly. Now who's next to him?
Dude, I would give him.
Over him, have they fought? Because mustn't forget
I
about.
would say Walt Harris versus Overeem. That's a good one. I see Overeem.
He got fight of the night, eh?
Knocked out, bro.
He got performance of the night or fight of the
I
night?
didn't see the bonuses, no.
I think he got performance of the night, definitely.
Yeah, you guys rocked up before I was going to watch the press conference.
Extra 50 G's, baby.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then to the main event. What a fight.
Yeah.
What a absolute high level class showing by both
We
fighters.
spoke about this last night. Who did you call? I'm sure one of you called DeSantos.
Both of us called DeSantos.
I said Edwards.
Hold on. You got
I
it.
was hoping for this. He's a good guy. I just like his.
I said
His vibe.
Edwards, but I was like, but don't doubt DeSantos to come and bloody.
I like it when the doctor came to look at his eyebrow, because he's obviously got a big cut on his eyebrow, and the doctor comes in. And
Dr. Ray.
You can just see
Dr. 90210.
you can see that angst on his face. Please don't stop this.
Yeah.
My eyebrow is
But
fine.
he's literally, his eyebrow was like falling.
He's such a fighter. Yeah, that's why I like him a lot. He just wants to fight, and
Yeah, that was one of the most gruesome
DeSantos.
cuts I've ever seen.
It was
Yeah,
gross.
It was gross.
It was
like
gruesome
That
is the
part
right
is
word
so
for that,
terrible.
yeah.
It's literally on that bone.
No,
And that
yeah.
skin, literally, yeah.
and it just
I don't want to think about it for too long.
I'm going to start dry heaving.
Yeah.
But anyway, apart from the cut, I think Leon Edwards has shown
He dominated that fight.
there's a reason why he's on an 8-fight win streak. But he shows me he's got like this. He's not as big as John Jones, but he's got a very fluid way of fighting, and he's got extremely high fight IQ.
He does. He does look a bit like Jones in the way he moves.
Yeah, and those little elbows on the exit from the clinch.
It's Jones,
he's-
Adesanya, and Edwards. They've
Yeah.
all got the same type of...
The one thing
Adesanya's even better, I think.
Yeah, but the one thing you'll find in all three fighters is you see that they actually connect their opponent right on the end of their punches.
Yeah.
They've got
Yeah.
super straight arms using all their reach.
It's a lot of striking practice.
And also
It's
when they
high-level
disengage, all three of them, when they disengage, that's where they
striking.
connect.
They follow up
the
with something
elbows,
else.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the elbow.
Or they follow up with the left hook.
I mean,
So
specialists.
who's next for Leon Edwards?
Oh man, he can have what he wants as far as my.
He wants Masvidal.
I know he wants.
You should
He's
give
a
him
little weasel.
Give him
Has it
Masvidal.
updated the rankings now? Because he was
No,
13th.
they wouldn't have updated in the last couple of hours.
Oh.
Yeah.
But the rankings always change on like a Tuesday, I think.
Because he was 13th and DeSantis was 4. Ranked 4th.
Oh, you mean? Oh, right. So no.
So Edwards wasn't even in the top 10, eh?
Was
what
he
he
not
is
in the top
now.
10?
He is
He
now.
was 13th.
Yes, he was
ranked
13th.
13th.
And Dos Anjos is 4. So I
Yeah.
wonder where that's going to put him.
That's why I'm
He's going to
interested to
jump
know.
above Askren for sure. Because
Well, the thing
Askren's
is,
9 now.
Till
Yeah.
and Askren and all these guys
They're
that are
gonna
coming
drop
off
down.
losses, they should fight each other.
Well, that's what we discussed last week. You think Till should fight Askren, and there's a story behind that.
Okay, I did say that, didn't I?
Yeah.
What-
Yeah.
I want Masvidal. What's
give
next
him-
for him? I'm just
Leon
talking about
Edwards.
him because I think that would be an awesome fight.
I think give him
Edwards
Leon
and
Edwards.
Masvidal.
Yes, and they've already had a little scrap in
Nah,
the.
but I think Masvidal.
He's not going to sign that fight. He doesn't want that. He wants to fight.
and he thinks with Masvidal, he's so high up. He's only going to fight guys in front of him.
Exactly.
He's not going to.
It would be a good fight, but I don't think he's
and he's,
interested.
in Masvidal's mind, he's already beaten up Leon Edwards.
Yeah, a 3-piece in a soda.
That's what he did. So
Yeah,
now
so-
he's
Yeah.
got he's got 3 wins in like 2 months or something. Like that.
Why don't we? They should do Askren and DeSantis. I think that would be a
Maybe
good one.
because then that would test Ben Askren and we could actually
'Cause they're
see
both
what he's
coming off a
what
loss.
Yeah.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, that actually. I mean, this is no disrespect to Dos Anjos. I think he's an amazing fighter, but I think Till's more of a threat in your first 3 minutes of a fight.
Till. Yeah. We're talking about Askren.
No, but I'm talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
Dos Anjos, one of the
Yeah.
two to fight Askren.
DeSantis was lightweight, eh?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's not as big. He's not as powerful.
Yeah.
He's just really, really.
But yeah, well
skilled
done
and
to Leon
technical.
Edwards. Good for him.
Look, he's on an 8-fight win streak. That's an unbelievable win streak to have in the UFC.
And that
it's
division.
almost virtually impossible to do that. I mean, look at Askren. He came in 19-0.
But why is he ranked 13th if he's won 8 of his last fights?
Well, that's how funny the UFC is. If you don't really have that star pool,
No.
they're not going to push you up the ranks.
Also, the guys he was beating in that streak weren't maybe ranked that highly.
Yeah, but then now he's really
Now he's in the
No,
top 10.
let's put his name on the map.
no.
now.
But Leon Edwards beat Cerrone.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
He's down at lightweight now, though.
No.
Cerrone-
Leon Edwards in welterweight.
Yeah, but Cerrone's left the division for now.
Yes, no, I know that, but he beat a big name.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Who was Leon Edwards' last fight? He also was a big name. It was who was it?
I don't even know.
I don't
Anyway,
know. We'll have to
let's
come
not
back to
spend
that.
Too much time on it.
It's almost time to do some fun questions from
Okay.
around the web.
Yeah, let's take a quick break and we'll see you now.
2 quick questions, just some fun questions.
Okay.
If you could take an athlete from any sport and put him in MMA, who would it be and who do you want to see him fight? I'll go first if you guys need a chance to think.
Jeez,
Yeah. Give me some chance.
I would take Ibn Etzebeth from the Springboks and give him Henry Cejudo.
Jeez.
I've got mine.
Because you can't. I want to give him Greg Hardy Jr., but
Okay.
I don't want to see that actually.
That's a funny
I don't want to put him against a heavyweight.
I'd go Usain Bolt
Wow. That's
versus John Jones.
Usain Bolt versus John Jones. You don't like Usain Bolt? Okay.
Yeah, you obviously don't like Usain Bolt. I would want to put Rafael Nadal versus Masvidal.
Why do I sense hate in that matchup?
I don't know.
Okay.
Looks like a Nadal can have a strong straight left, bro.
I mean, Serena Williams could probably take on some of the...
Serena versus Cyborg.
Oh, wow.
Serena versus the Lioness.
No, I don't want to see that. No, the other one wasn't really a
There'll be
question.
lot of grunting.
Yeah, the other one wasn't really a question. It was that Tito Ortiz was on an interview 2 days ago, and he said some stuff about John Jones. What are you guys' thoughts?
No.
Come on, give it up, Tito. Come on, bro.
he's done.
Tito
Just,
versus
retire already because
Chuck Liddell. How
the
shit was that?
last fight with Liddell didn't do you any favors.
No, it didn't.
I hate it when people talk like that.
No. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
he was talking smack about Jones. I mean,
No.
come on, you're not even in the UFC.
But you know what?
It's a joke. I don't know.
No, really. Tito Ortiz is calling out John Jones.
Whether he called him out or not, I just know he was talking shit about him. So
I just want to see John Jones'
nothing's gonna
response
come
to
of
that. I think John Jones' response will be classic.
I don't think he'll say anything. He doesn't need to.
No, he doesn't.
He's got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Well, not really. There's no one there.
He's not booked to fight anyone. But I think what fight that interests me there is Blachowicz
Okay,
versus
Who though?
Jones.
maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he's the next in line. And he starched old Rockhold.
I would like to see Blachowicz.
Anyone can
And
start
Rockhold
that.
was
Brent.
talking a lot of smack about literally everyone, including Jones.
Oh yeah, I would like to see Blachowicz versus Johnny Walker.
No.
No, Blachowicz has got to go for the title.
And Johnny Walker's had 3 great... look, he beat Khalil Roundtree. And did you see Roundtree in his last fight? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he looked.
I mean,
crisp.
he went to Thailand and just changed his game completely. Came out in like a Thai stance and the whole bang shoot.
Johnny Walker, damn, I love that.
Yeah, I think Blachowicz deserves a shot.
Why not?
Why not?
But
Come on.
I still think Johnny Walker.
But who
There's
is Johnny Walker?
Absolutely no pay-per-views there. They might as well do that on a ESPN Plus card
Yeah.
because
Well,
there's
John
no,
Jones will still get some. He's got the puppy.
Well, it's getting boring now.
You know what he's going to do.
It reminds me of an Anderson Silva run.
But that's why I want Johnny Walker versus Blachowicz. So if Johnny beats him, give Johnny the title shot.
But they've all fought recently except for Johnny Walker, so it makes sense to book
The timing
Blachowicz.
makes sense, I
Yeah,
suppose.
because John fought on the same card.
And Johnny Walker's got an injured shoulder.
Johnny Walker's
Walker's back.
They're waiting for him to sign a contract, yeah.
he's
Okay.
knitting now though. He's not fighting, he's knitting for the meantime.
Oh, yes, that advert was amazing.
I can't believe it. I can't believe he
It's
agreed
rough,
to
That
that.
is
but
quite
he's got
full.
humor, bro. He's got humor.
We'll put a link in the description for you guys.
Yes, we should do that. Yeah, is it on
It's
YouTube?
on YouTube, yeah.
Okay.
Was it?
So I don't want to talk too much about that advert.
Yeah,
You'll see for yourselves.
yeah.
Should we preview?
240.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't there another question?
No, there were just 2. So we'll do
Tito.
some more.
Okay. Do you want to?
We'll do some more fun questions next time.
Okay. Cool. So let's pull up the card then. Don't wait for me.
I don't know what's on the card, so I can't talk about it.
Cyborg, she's got to win.
I'm looking forward to Poirier Khabib.
No, don't go that far ahead now, man.
But that's all I care about, guys. Come on.
Listen, we're talking about your boy here, Max Holloway.
Oh, is he on it?
Yes, man.
Okay, no, I do know this card. Sorry, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think we're all going to be fairly guilty in this department. Where Jean-Andre Barreau versus Christoph Jotko. I don't know the guy.
Sounds like a tennis player. Christoph
I think-
Jotko.
I'm not gonna
before the card this weekend. We all need to do our research on everybody on this main card. Eh?
possibly, and then
Is that
we
the
can
first
talk about
fight that you just mentioned now?
let's make
Yeah.
predictions for the ones we know. So go up one.
So Olivier Aubin Mercier, that was another one guy that we talked about last week. He's the Canadian guy with the tash.
Yes.
Very, very humorous guy.
Yeah.
He dresses like John Lennon. And then Arman Sarukian. I don't know much about him, but he's got a good record, 13-2. Lightweight, yeah. I like this Aubin Mercier. Because I don't know this Armin guy, I'm not gonna do a prediction.
What are their records?
I'm not going to predict the first fight either.
What's Aubin Mercier's record?
Aubin Mercier's record is 11-4.
Okay.
And he's been on a number of big cards, especially the ones in Canada.
Yeah.
And then welterweight Jeff Neal versus Nico Price. Nico Price is the guy who knocked out Randy Brown with hammer fists from his back.
Okay.
So he's
That'll
always
be
a
a
fun
good-
guy to watch,
good
and he's
matchup.
coming off a big knockout as well. I don't know who he knocked out. Nico Price's last loss was against that absolute monster. He's an African guy. I can't remember his name.
Division? Welterweight.
Welterweight, yeah. And
The monster in welterweight is Usman.
No. It was another guy. I can't remember his name. He's got a very French sounding name.
Okay.
But anyway, but he's coming off a good win, and just those Randy Brown
Amethyst.
is that Jamaican tall, like really well built Jamaican fighter who's just come off a great win with Brian Barberina. But
She's got a good
Jeff
record.
Neal is also a really good fighter. So that's going to be good. 11-2 versus 13-2.
Oh, good matchup.
Nico Price, very, very fun to watch. And then we've got 7-0 Felicia Spencer,
Okay.
the
7-0.
co-main, versus Cyborg, 20-2.
What's Spencer's
22-1.
What's Spencer's UFC record? Has she fought?
1-0.
Okay.
She fought Megan Anderson, made Megan Anderson look like an amateur
Wow.
on the ground, but
Oh, is she a
who
ground?
knows? Yeah, she's
Grappler.
clearly a ground specialist.
Okay.
I give it to Cyborg,
Cyborg.
just on her history.
I
and
say
you
Cyborg.
can't- someone like Cyborg's not going to lose 2 in a row.
I say Cyborg first round knockout.
Yeah, so do I.
Yourself.
That's what I say.
I don't know.
Because
I need
Cyborg's
to.
also got it good on the ground as
I
well.
like what I'm hearing about Spencer, but it's Cyborg.
She came from Invicta. That's another thing that we spoke about last week. And I did the research, and Cyborg did come from Invicta. She was the featherweight champ.
I think we knew that though.
Is Spencer a big
Last
So
chick?
week
you
we
didn't
said-
know that last week.
Come on.
Hey? Is Spencer a big chick or what? Is she like?
She's stocky.
Does she cut to 45?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a big girl.
Can she stand and bang though? I need
No.
to look at
I
maybe
don't-
her last
from what
fight
I
or two.
From what I could see, no.
Okay, well then, yeah, I'll give it to Cyborg.
Yeah, I give it to Cyborg as well. And then Max Frankie,
The best
Oh,
is
Max,
blessed.
man.
23-6-1, hey, Frankie. And then 24 and old Max blessed.
Not an exciting fight for me. I just think it's an easy win for Max.
I don't think it's an
I don't
easy
think
win.
It's easy. I think it's going to be a scrappy decision.
And you know what?
No, I think he'll take him out.
It
He'll
also
knock him out.
depends. Does Max struggle to get to 45 now?
No.
Is that weight cut fine?
No, remember his last 2 weight.
He looked great against Ortega. That was his last fight at featherweight.
Yeah, no, but I mean, the last time he was cutting to 55.
And he struggled.
Was his last
Remember,
fight
'cause he was
Ortega?
coming from a vacation.
No,
he
his
was,
last fight was Poirier. He lost at 55.
Yeah, but he was when he really struggled. It was a 55 fight against Khabib.
Yes, and that's why I'm asking, does he struggle to get to 45?
No, I don't think so. He has, but I think if he gets a short notice fight, he struggles to make weight. If he gets a full camp, he doesn't.
Sure, but
struggle.
why did Dana White say he wants to see Max at lightweight? Is it just for the fun matchups, or is it because there's something else going on?
Well, that whole argument was after Max beat. Who did he beat?
Ortega.
When
It was
did
Ortega.
Max
They
fight?
said, we want Max to go to
55.
55 because he's a big 45er. But then when he went to 55 and fought Poirier, he looked small.
True.
So it like kind of everybody was like, "Oh wow, we thought Max was going to be fine at 55."
But
he's
you gave
actually-
him a killer. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. When did Max fight Ferguson?
He didn't. They were the lightweight interim championship was meant to be Max versus Tony, and Tony didn't take the fight because he
Okay.
was having problems
Must have
in
been
his
a dream of
personal
mine.
life. No,
Yeah.
well, Tony was having personal issues and problems with his family and some mental health issues, and he's back, but he didn't take the fight. So Poirier got the fight versus Max,
Yeah.
Okay.
and he won it.
Was
So
a dream.
Yeah, that's
Been
the dream
dreaming.
because I think what they wanted was Khabib's going to be out, and we want Tony versus Khabib. Give Tony a fight for an interim belt, which
Yeah.
he's already got one anyway. He's never lost his interim belt that he won against Kevin Lee.
Yeah.
and he couldn't take it. So that's
And that
but
cowboy fight as well.
that's Poirier's road to the title has been great.
Well, he's just got such an amazing story. I mean, I think one thing about Dustin Poirier is that if he had beaten Conor wouldn't be Conor today.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Amazing how the world works. I mean, Dustin Poirier is the success story. Like the come from humble
He's such a humble guy, yeah.
and fighting his way to the top. Where the same thing with Conor happened, where he was from humble beginnings and
Now he's a
became
prick.
a cocky.
but Connor's more fun on the microphone.
No, 100%. But it's amazing how that works. How
It is, yeah. That's how the universe
if you're an
works.
entertainer, you will make way more money.
Sure.
Where Poirier, it's different. He's a prize fighter.
You can't hate Dustin Poirier.
No,
you have to love him.
cannot.
And
Poirier for the win, 7 September.
I love it. Although I want Khabib versus Tony, so I want Khabib to win. So I'm going to win either way because I love both fighters.
No, sure.
So I
There's
just want
still time,
to.
man. There's still time. Ferguson and Khabib will happen.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But
Even if it's not booked.
I want it to be for a belt.
Yeah, it will
Because
be.
the winner of this fight, Poirier has a good chance, I think. But like I said last week, the winner of this fight is going to fight Tony, and that's going to be the greatest lightweight of all time. You know,
Decider.
arguably.
I'm pretty sure Khabib's got a clause in his contract stating that he gets first rematch if he does lose that.
Well,
I think with such a record like what he has,
I don't know if you can. I don't know if he can put a clause in his UFC
Well, I
contract
think
that
he's-
gets written by Dana and the
yeah,
boys.
but I mean, he could just state, "Listen, I want first right at rematch."
Well, if he gets a first round knockout loss against Poirier, I don't think he gets that. I mean, look at Tyron Woodley. Doesn't look like he's going to get a rematch versus.
Well, that's also because
he's a bit of
was
a.
a bit not on the right side of the bosses.
Yeah,
It's not really.
And he had a bunch of split decisions and awful fights. in
Very
his
boring.
title fights. Trying to be too
but listen,
cautious.
he came back and that fight was
With
good.
Till.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
So I think he put all of that away, all those boring fights with that.
Yeah, but he didn't look himself against Usman, eh?
He didn't.
He didn't look like the Tyron Woodley we've seen of in the past.
Also got a good career now behind the mic, you know. He's also doing well with his
He's very
commentating in that.
Good. Yeah.
He's also got a rap album that he just dropped.
Oh no.
Please.
Don't even go there.
Come on.
Come on.
Okay, let's go back to 240. So you think
Yeah. Well,
Max is
Yeah, that's the best is
Yeah,
blessed.
I've got to
Okay,
be the
I'm gonna
best, you got to be the best, and the
I'm
best
gonna-
is blessed.
I'm gonna
Choo-choo,
say-
motherfuckers.
you're lucky you got there.
I'm going to say Max wins by third round TKO.
Okay.
Prediction?
Prediction is it's Max by decision.
Frankie Edgar for you?
No, fuck that. No, it'll definitely be Max. I don't know if he'll knock him out. It also might be decision, but hopefully he's going to get a knockout.
But do you think it'll be an easy fight? I think it's
I think it's-
No, I think it's gonna be a scrappy
war.
decision,
I think it's
that's
going to
my
be a
opinion.
war, yeah.
Yeah.
no, I don't.
And but I see Frankie getting more touched up than Max.
Who did
Yeah.
Frankie fight? Who was his last fight? Do you know?
Frankie fought
He-
Ortega last.
He was dropped by
Frankie?
Brian Ortega, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Brian Ortega shot up the
Yeah.
rankings.
Yeah.
Max will finish
So it's
him.
gonna be
That's
an
my
interesting
call.
Max is too good. He just
This
is.
weekend.
He's the best featherweight in the world.
Where
Yeah.
are they fighting? Canada?
No.
Yeah,
They are fi-
yeah, it
they
is
are
Canada.
fighting in Canada.
It
yeah.
is Canada
Toronto.
because
The
Cyborg's
10th island.
Cyborg, can you believe it? Dana White is not flying the South African guys over there. Cyborg's paying to fly Richie
I heard
Kwan
so.
and
I heard so.
Don Madge over to be
Dana-
in her corner.
If you're watching this, pay for their flights.
And you see Cyborg's video. This is number one bullshit.
Yeah,
That was the dumbest thing I've ever
I
seen.
know she's trying to copy Khabib.
Yeah, I know.
But I
I'm
think
dying
that
to
was the
see.
funny part of
This is
that she
number
was trying to
one
get it.
bullshit.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see her fighting out of a Joburg
Johannesburg
camp.
Yeah.
Especially Richie Kwan. I mean, what that guy's done is insane. I mean, he's
Yeah.
molded Don Madge into the fighter he is. So I'd like to see how she's going to come
Yeah.
out on Saturday.
Well, it's obviously clear that Don is... Oh, wait. We haven't even looked at that yet. Let's look at that in the next episode.
Well, that's we've got 241 still.
Because we're going to have to talk 241 for sure.
Yeah.
240. And then the next fight night. So, should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
So go Bokke, huh?
Go Booker this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes,
Max,
the All Blacks.
Cyborg.
Predictions, score predictions for New
Score
Zealand versus South
predictions.
Africa.
Close, bro. Close.
I'm not going to call that one.
I don't want to say because I
riding
don't.
on a good way from last
You know
night.
what? I'll predict it. 40-32 South Africa. Away win.
Wow.
Let's go, boys.
Okay.
No, it's not going to be too many tries. I think it's going to be 18-21 South Africa.
Yeah, I did make a high score there, but I'm going with it.
I reckon it's going to be 12-9.
Oh, one of those
South
games.
Africa.
Kicking
Okay,
game.
cool. We all predicted Springboks.
Yeah,
12-9.
You can't pick against them.
Do you think New Zealand are not going to score a try?
Yeah.
No ways. That's a bit too of a...
That is ambitious, but I love it.
It came straight to my head, so whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a nice one today, guys.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. From the corner with Gaz and Dan. Tune in.
See you next time.
Cheers.
It's see you next time.
Sweet, have a week.
No, you ex-con in it. Oh, see you next time. All right. That's Gaz, that's Dan. This is From the Corner. We see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's where we're going.